Most people think sloth just means laziness, but if you dig deeper, it's a lot more complex than that. Sloth isn't just about doing nothing, it's a state of emotional and spiritual disengagement. It's when you feel unmotivated or stuck in this type of fog, where you're technically alive, but you're not really living. Psychologists often link this to something called learned helplessness. It's when a person starts to believe that nothing they do will change their situation, so they stop trying altogether. It's not that you don't care, it's that you've been disappointed so many times, you've gone kind of numb. You've unconsciously decided it's safer to avoid effort than to risk failure.
We're not made for work. Work's made for us. What we've got to do is find out what we love, and then you have to do it because you love it. And so age, time, space, nothing to do with it. Your mind is full of the idea. You get up, you wake up, you get up. You got to get going because you got places to go and things to do, people to see, because you're in love with an idea. See, when people quit, like 3 feet from gold, they weren't in love with that idea. They were going after the money. It wasn't the idea that motivated them, it was the money that motivated them. And that's why they quit. And that's one of the big problems with people when they set goals. They set a goal to do what they think they can do. Well, there's no inspiration in that.
So instead of growing, you kind of coast. Instead of healing, you distract. And this is where the sin of sloth creeps in. Not as laziness, but as a type of emotional burnout, a subtle depression masked by comfort and routine. From a spiritual standpoint, sloth is the refusal to pursue the life God designed for you. In Christian tradition, it's considered one of the 7 deadly sins, not because it makes you unproductive, but because it kills your desire to become who you were meant to be. Think about that. Sloth is when you choose passivity over purpose, when you delay your calling because you're afraid, overwhelmed, or just too disconnected to care. In psychology, this shows up as avoidant behavior. We procrastinate, doom scroll, overeat, binge, isolate, all in an attempt to avoid uncomfortable emotions like fear, shame, or pressure. But here's the catch. Avoidance doesn't bring peace. It deepens the void. The Bible even warns us about this in Proverbs 24, verses 33 through 34. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a robber, and want like an armed man. That poverty isn't just financial, it's a spiritual poverty that comes from living far below your potential. So what is the way out? Start with awareness. Recognize when you're operating in avoidance instead of action. Ask yourself, am I tired or am I emotionally just checked out? What am I really avoiding? Where have I stopped expecting more from myself? Then take one small step, not out of pressure, but out of intention. Make your bed, pray, journal, read a single page, whatever breaks the loop. In cognitive psychology, this is called behavioral activation. It's a way to treat low motivation by doing the action first, even if you don't feel like it. Because motivation doesn't usually come before the action, it follows.
We've kind of built this society where it's you have to make your own motivation, because it used to seem like back in the day, like in the Great Depression, or Benedict Arnold or something like that, or if there was like a big flood or anything, like you might die. So there was this thing inside of your head that this fight or flight kind of thing that like got you up every morning. You had to survive. Like the survival instinct was alive inside of us. But now we've become grandfathered into it. It's almost guaranteed. But outside of addiction and mental illness, you'll always be taken care of kind of in America. So I wonder if that's starting to like kill our survival instinct that's inside of us.
It might not be that you're lazy and you're not broken. You've just been disconnected way too long. But now it's time to plug back in, because you were built to create, to love, to struggle, to rise. And every small step forward is a step out of spiritual and psychological numbness. So get up, even if it's slow, start, even if it's messy, and fight for your purpose, because no one else can do it but you. In conclusion, This has been the sin of sloth. I thank you for listening, and I pray for you always. God bless.